because I found a little bit more stuff out about this Destiny stuff that's just kind of like, geez, I can't believe this company, right? It's a company that I've loved for a long time. I played the reason I got the original Xbox was for Halo and Morrowind. Those are the two games and only games I ever played on the original, the brick Xbox. Okay, because I really liked the original Xbox. It was a pretty awesome machine. All right, Halo One, which of course is Bungie, and then Morrowind, which is Elder Scrolls 3? Is that? Is it the third Elder Scrolls? Chat, help me out. Halo 1 is nostalgic for you? Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Alpha Zero, are you talking is Morrowind Elder Scrolls 3? Is that right? Is that what you're talking about? 4 was Oblivion. Okay. So that was the first Elder Scrolls game that I've ever played. And wow, I love that game. But nothing beats sitting with your friends, 4 people with the 4 little squares on your TV shooting each other. And Halo was amazing. Halo 1, Ginger Adventure for 2 says Halo 1 and Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3 were the shiz on Xbox. Yeah, that's the only reason that I played the Xbox is those 2 games. But Bungie, I mean, they're the ones who made uh that whole series, Halo, right? They started it all. That wasn't their start. That was Marathon, which I'm going to talk about in a sec. Oh my gosh. Is it bad news for Bungie? All right, and you'll hear. And it's talking about Marathon. And for those who don't know, Marathon came out was it on Nintendo or like PC 90 Windows 95 kind of vibe? I don't actually know about Marathon. I never actually played the original Marathon or I think there's a few different Marathon games, but Marathon is the new IP that they're going back to. A new game that they're going back to this IP of Marathon, and it's supposed to be this Destiny style Escape from Tarkov, right? Extraction shooter, because that's what all these game companies do, right? They see what's working and they mimic, right? Fortnite was a zombie crafting building game. It had nothing to do with the battle royale style that Fortnite is now known for. It just that's what was taken off. Fortnite wasn't working, so they added that. Boom, the game took off. Now it makes billions of dollars a year. Crazy, right? So all these game companies are trying to do that now. Bungie sees it. They're hemorrhaging money because they're not listening to the player base. They're certainly not listening to their own developers who, according to IGN, as of today, they were talking about how the developers were begging the higher ups, the CEO, the people that were making the decisions, please let us give the player base what they want. Let us give them good new guns. Let's put some money into maybe some new. I'm making this part up, but this is what I feel the game needed. Some new gun models. All right, let's stop reusing the same shit. Maybe we actually go to new areas. All right, instead of just bringing back Titan or bringing back, different places that people have already been to already, and it's just like rehashing it, the same assets over and over again. I would rather just have the game as it was from the Red War all the way till now, and everything. Maybe not the seasonal content. Sure, I get that. It's a seasonal thing. You have like specific seasonal stuff, but now when I bought the campaign year 1, and I can't play that campaign anymore, right? I can't play that unless I install the disc on my PlayStation 4, which I think I have Destiny 1. Like, I can install Destiny 1, but I can't play it without upgrading it because it's an online only game. So you can't even you have to play online, which is trash. And all right, so this is what started it all. It was this article, okay? And I forgive me if you guys were watching Forbidden or not Forbidden Frontier, if you were watching side scrollers. I want to just for the people who missed side scrollers today, I just want to read this for them. All right, so and I'm not going to read the whole thing. It just basically says the Bungie CEO claims the layoffs were due to Destiny 2 underperformance. Now, underperformance is an understatement because they were projected here, all right, and they did 45% less than what they projected. Now their overall profits for the year, this is where they're projecting 45% less. That's insane. That is insanely low, right? They obviously had this inflated sense of self that they were going to make X amount of dollars and clearly didn't because the player base just basically said, you don't care about us, obviously. Why should we care about you? And the streamers stopped streaming. All right. Datto is saying he's a relatively famous Destiny streamer. He was saying today in his stream that he's still going to play it through. He's still going to, play the final shape, which is the last DLC next year of Destiny 2. There won't be any more. But he's saying I'm not going to devote my life to Destiny anymore. And that sucks. That's shattering that like core audience because guess what his audience is going to do? They're going to follow him because the people that follow gamers, all right, the people that watch Dr. Disrespect, all right, they're playing Apex Legends, they're playing Valorant now. They're playing the games that he's playing, partly maybe hoping to just like team up with him in a lobby, like just randomly, like that would be freaking rad. Or even just because he's playing, so you learn more about that game, and then you try to play that game. Like that's why streamers are really important for these games right now. And when you look at this, all right, it says employees were also told Destiny 2 player sentiment was at an all-time low. Sources tell IGN that this issue had been flagged to leadership repeatedly for months prior to layoffs, with employees begging for necessary changes to win players back. I know, based on the community that I was a part of with the Destiny community, that there are certain devs that watched people like Datto or Datto. Even I'm pretty sure Datto interviewed some of the devs himself, or Cross, right? These big, funny, awesome, really talented gamers, streamers that would play this game. It made people want to play. But when they started going, all right, it seems like they don't give a shit about us anymore. Like that sucks. That sucks. Now I love Destiny. All right, I love the gunplay. I love the feel of the game. I love the universe because it's our universe set in the future. There's everything about that game is fantastic to me, except the story, except the what you do nowadays. It feels like there's no real point anymore, right? There's no real desire for me to continue going. They didn't do a good job with the story, giving me a reason to want to play, right? I reached end game multiple times because they always push the goalposts and push the goalposts, which I mean, I get it. But then the last time they didn't move the goalposts and they said, "We're not even going to move the goalposts because it's better for everyone." And I'm like, "So what is even the point for me to play?" There's no real issue. I can go back right now and I'd be able to do anything in the game and not have to grind to hit max level and to like get the better items. Like everything that I have is now just automatically at the best. And it's like, great. Okay, so what's the point? The only real thing that kept me into Destiny 2 as long as I was my clan. It's the people that there's some people in my chat. King Deplorables, I think he's talking about it. We were doing raids all the time. It was awesome. Metastep, like we were doing all these raids, we were grouping up. It was just like me and the clan. That was so much fun. And that makes any game fantastic for me. But it seemed like Bungie stopped caring about it. And they've basically just proven to us that they don't care about it at all. Jesse Ricci for $20 says, all I got to say is that Darkside royalty lore has been calling out Bungie's BS forever. Dude has been the black sheep in the community and has had fair takes on the community as well as the company itself. Keep it up, AC. Hey, thank you very much, Jesse. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Ben Hairston for 2. Hey, Adam, from the farm in the middle of nowhere. Hey! Well, I'm glad you got some sort of something from the middle of nowhere. That's awesome. Ginger Adventure for 5 says, does this mean we won't get an ES6? Bethesda milked that for 3 console gens. Oh, man. No, I think they released the teaser picture of Elder Scrolls 6 like 2 or 3 years ago or something. I don't know. But now that Starfield is out, and I think that they will now start, you know, pushing all of their stuff into Elder Scrolls 6. I think it'll absolutely happen for sure. They're gonna want to milk that for another couple decades. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Let's be real. They're gonna do that. Yeah. So, okay. So here's the interesting thing. Look at this. So in a this is from Destiny Tracker. I used to follow him. I don't really follow it, but a lot of the Destiny news has been popping into my timeline. Now, Aztecross is awesome. I follow him on. I subscribe to him on YouTube and Twitch. He's fantastic. I love his takes on things. And Aztecross plays a lot of games. He doesn't play just Destiny anymore, which is fantastic. He plays all the new games. He was playing Remnant 2. He really liked that game a lot, and so did I. I love Remnant 2. In fact, there's a new DLC. I'll talk about that in a second, but he says here he's reporting that Bungie had Escape from Tarkov streamers play their new extraction shooter Marathon, and they did not seem interested in the game. Bungie asked them if they would play Marathon if it was released tomorrow, and no one raised their hand. That's the audience that Bungie's trying to get. All right, they want that Escape from Tarkov players, but what they don't understand is they like the realisticness of Escape from Tarkov. I never played Escape from Tarkov. I'm not really a battle royale type of player. Those aren't my kind of games. I know Escape from Tarkov's a little different because it's more of an extraction shooter. But I don't know. There's something about it that I like building up my stuff and having my things that I find. Like, I like roguelike games when they're single player. You know what? Maybe I'll try it. Who knows? But from what I gather, Escape from Tarkov is very realistic. Very realistic, right? And Bungie Marathon, it's not it's very colorful. It doesn't seem very realistic. And I think they shot themselves in the foot. I think that they're screwed because the audience, the core Bungie fans that I guess I can consider myself one of them, are no longer fans. I'm not. I'm not a fan anymore. I don't like what they've done. I don't like how the people higher up made this decision to not listen to the devs who were listening to the player base. And you know what happened? Those people fired the developers that were trying to fix the game for the community that they probably loved. All right? And then you watch a Bungie showcase and you see a bunch of purple-haired, side-cut whales talking about how they love inclusion and equity. And I fucking hate it. That was the reason why I uninstalled the game, by the way. It was that bullshit a couple months back, maybe 6 months ago. I don't remember exactly, but I was like, that's it. I'm sick of it. This fucking non-binary asshole, Nimbus. I couldn't stand the sound of its voice because, I'm shocked that like the trans community didn't champion that thing more, because it did actually kind of make sense because it was not a human. It was created and it didn't actually have any parts. So it technically was, in fact, non-binary, right? But dude, it was so annoying because the way that the character was written, it was not written well. And then the campaign was not written well. Like they just did it so bad. It's bad. So after the fallout, right? This is according to Day. Now, I found this after Side Scrollers. Now, this doesn't surprise me at all. Check this out. So, Destiny 2 players are mass refunding the Final Shape pre-orders after Bungie layoffs and delayed release. They delayed the release of both Marathon and the DLC for Destiny 2, the Final Shape. So now all these players are like, you screwed over the devs, the people who were and we're finding out that they were actually trying to help us. They were on our side and you weren't even listening to them. Screw you, Bungie. Okay, so now they were 45% under their projection yesterday, all right, or as of this morning. Now the player base is finding out about this shit and everyone's pissed. Aztecross is pissed. Fallout is pissed. Dado's, I don't know if he was actually pissed. I didn't listen to his whole stream. I just chimed in a little bit. But the streamers are pissed. Grenader Jake has been pissed because Bungie stopped caring about the PvP. There's hackers galore. All right. You can't do trials anymore without running into a hacker at least once. And that sucks. That's their pinnacle competitive mode. And they don't even have it locked down because they don't care anymore. All they care about is their next project, Marathon. Okay? Well, the Escape from Tarkov players that they want to capture are not interested at all. Why? Because they like Escape from Tarkov. Okay? You're asking them to give up the game that they really love to play some colorful, futuristic, non-realistic version of the game that they love. Like, that's not capturing them. What you needed to capture, Bungie, was the people who played Destiny. Because it looks like that's the natural progression. But you just kicked them all to the curb. Or rather, they all kicked you to the curb. And you know what? Shame on you. You deserve it.